Thousands of people attended my teacher's retirement. None of us knew why he was crying. I thought everyone came to celebrate 42 years of teaching. I was only half right. Me, 33M, drove back to my hometown after hearing my old high school history teacher was finally retiring. Mr. Reynolds had taught history for 42 years. If you grew up anywhere near our town, chances are you sat in his classroom at some point. He wasn't flashy. He didn't yell. He never tried to be the cool teacher. He simply remembered everyone's name, expected your best, and somehow made history feel like it actually mattered. The school expected a few hundred people to attend the retirement ceremony. Instead, the parking lots filled before it even started. Former students flew in from other states. Retired teachers showed up. Local business owners, police officers, doctors, mechanics. Parents brought children who'd never even met him. The auditorium overflowed. People stood in the hallways. Honestly, I'd never seen anything like it. When Mr. Reynolds walked onto the stage, the entire room stood and applauded. The ovation lasted several minutes. Then something unexpected happened. He started crying. Not just wiping away a tear, actually crying. Nobody understood why. The principal smiled but didn't explain. Instead, she invited several former students to the stage. The first speaker talked about how Mr. Reynolds quietly bought him a calculator before a state exam because his family couldn't afford one. I smiled. Nice story. Then the next speaker shared something different. Mr. Reynolds had secretly paid for her senior yearbooks so students who couldn't afford one wouldn't feel left out. Then another. He'd covered graduation fees after learning a student's parents had lost their jobs. Then another. He bought winter coats, paid school lunch balances, purchased textbooks, covered college application fees. One after another, the stories kept coming. Each person assumed they were the only one. They weren't. The real twist came when the principal explained why the ceremony had become so large. A group of former students had started talking online while planning the retirement. As they shared memories, they slowly realized Mr. Reynolds had quietly helped hundreds of students over 4 decades. None of us had known the full picture. He'd always made each person believe they were simply receiving a little extra encouragement. Never charity, never attention, just kindness. Once everyone realized how many lives he'd touched, former students organized something without telling him. Representatives from nearly every graduating class contributed. Some gave $20, some gave thousands. Together they created a scholarship fund in Mr. Reynolds' name for students facing financial hardship. It was enough to fund scholarships for years. Mr. Reynolds just covered his face with his hands. When he finally spoke, he quietly said, "I only ever wanted every student to have the same chance." After the ceremony, I waited in line to shake his hand. When it was finally my turn, he looked at me and immediately remembered my name. I hadn't been in his classroom in years. That didn't surprise me anymore. Because that's who he was. People often talk about changing the world. Mr. Reynolds never tried to. He simply changed one student's world at a time. 42 years later, those students came back and changed his.